twin, we just call me love a friend. I guess it is what it is. Hey, tell me what's going on. Yeah, girl, this may not be your favorite song. Cause baby, every week you switch up. Switch up. So
welcome back, homies. We're here with a review for Married at First Sight. I know it seems like to me it seems like we're reviewing a lot, but
it's only 2 shows.
That shit is a lot. I don't know. But anyway, though, Married at First Sight, this shit is a lot. This whole show is a lot. The episodes are too damn long. 2 hours every episode.
That's why we coming to y'all on episode 3. We wanted to review the show, but I was just like, let's get through all of the weddings, all of the introductions, and basically everything up into the honeymoon. So
the first 3 episodes is about the weddings. Like, it's literally been weddings for the first 3 episodes.
But there are episodes
so
before
crazy.
This.
I understand that.
Don't count as
Thank
episodes.
God we ain't reviewing those. Like, goddamn.
Because it's nothing but like, she picked,
just meeting the people before you match them up with whoever they're going to be matched up with. Bro.
And people commentating and guessing. I don't know. It was just a lot.
So essentially, we wanted to wait for everybody to get matched up with their couple. That way, we could present to you the whole listing of the cast with their partner.
And
it took
the weddings.
3 episodes to get through that shit. So now the next episode will be the honeymoon. So that's when it really gets good. Who you got first on your list? You got Johnny and Bao?
Yeah. So Bao and Johnny. Bao is Mrs. High Bar, and Johnny is Mr. Life of the Picky Party. When you first meet them, you meet Bao with her roommate and her brothers. And she says that she's like really stuck up. She does spreadsheets for everything. But then she was making funny faces and stuff at the camera. So I was like, you can't take yourself and life too seriously if you're also doing this thing.
She strikes me as like that type of, in a weird way, like a teacher almost. It's like super organized, but sarcastic at the same time. Everybody has that sarcastic teacher that cracks jokes all the time, whatever the case is, but extremely cool, extremely down to earth. But they place themselves, they put this whole persona on themselves as if they're this person.
Like
but
a type A personality.
Yeah, but in reality, like, yeah, they are kind of, anal when it comes to certain things. But personality-wise, they're really down to earth. They're really calm and funny and good people.
Yeah.
But I feel like she places this whole perception on herself that she feels like she is. And she may not be that to that extreme.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then we have Johnny, who I forgot what he did for a living, but he's pretty much like very outgoing. Him and his friends meet at a craft bar a craft brewery when he's telling them that he got selected for the show and that he's getting married. Super seems to be like laid back guy, very chill,
very charismatic,
and very charismatic. So when you they both get the news that they're matched, they are pretty excited about it. Johnny has to tell his father, and his father pretty much doesn't want anything to do with it.
It really hurt him.
So like, even you couldn't hear his voice on the show. They didn't tell you what he was saying. It was basically like a one-sided conversation. And then the little flash on the screen that said Johnny's father decided to not be a part of the process.
And then Johnny starts crying, so you could tell that it was a bad conversation. The funny thing is, though, in my mind, I felt like so I know for a fact his dad probably never really watched the show ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that traditionally, his father wanted him to marry a fellow Asian woman. And I think that based on the show and based on what he's probably shown him in his lifestyle so far in life, or his choices in life, I guess, that he thought that he was going to get, if you're going on the show to get randomly placed with a woman, then it's going to have to be an American girl, and that which is going to be against his wishes. I know that sounds kind of far-fetched, but that's really what I got from him when he said his father didn't want nothing to do with it. Like, he was like, oh, no, you're definitely going to be with an American girl now, and we can't have that. That's going to bring shame to our family or something.
I don't even know if it was, like, that part of it. I think it was his parents not having a hand, or his dad not having a hand. And if you're dating somebody, your family gets to meet them. So they can pretty much tell you, like, I like this person, I don't like this person, or, you know, she's not going to be good for you, this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I feel like that, him not being able to say whether he approves or disapproves of this woman is part of the reason why. Whether she was American or not.
I mean, I get it. Just going straight to marriage and not dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's more.
He was probably already going to be super picky about who he dated anyway, so now he feel like he has no say in it at all. But I'm just like, man, what is this, 1918, 50 something? Like, come on.
I mean,
your son is very modern.
But I feel like he alludes to this later when he. Oh wait, wrong show. Never mind. Never mind.
See, we reviewed too much shit.
No, it won't. It won't. Nothing that we review. Let's go to them picking out their outfits. They are at the little boutique, and Bao goes through a couple dresses, and she ends up choosing one that she didn't think she was actually going to like. And then Johnny tries to pick out this loud red suit, and his friends kind of talk him out of that. On the wedding day, they open gifts that they have exchanged to each other, and Bao has a temper tantrum
about
she was
the
super
fact analytical and just very picky, but just picking it apart, honestly. And
about the fact.
Oh my God, he likes sports.
About the fact that Johnny gave her a gift that was wrapped
in a jersey.
But it was still two separate things, or four separate things, because he gave her two gifts and two jerseys. And one of them was a picture frame that basically was talking about, I married a stranger, now let's make memories, or something cute it said within the frame. She ain't pay none of that no mind. She was just thinking about the fact that he likes sports, and she's not into guys who like sports. She was like, I work with a bunch of scientists and cancer researchers, and they're pretty smart, and da-da-da. And I'm just like,
she automatically, in my mind, I felt like she thought it was going to be an American guy.
I don't think
that was going to be super into sports,
maybe.
And that was going to be like a jock almost.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna. I think she thought she was gonna get a jock and somebody who wasn't an intellectual. Right. But I'm just like, you can be both. It's so weird to me that her mind just automatically cut everything else out. Like, oh, he's sweet and sentimental.
Like two things can be true or something.
Yeah. It was just very, very weird. And I don't remember, did she get him anything?
I can't remember. She got him a card, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway. They do all the prep. They get to the door. They open the door. She takes a couple steps in, and she giggles. And she hits the line that everybody saw in the previews, because they kept playing it over and over and over again. Oh my God, I know him. Mm-hmm. And then you find out that they were president of the same clubs in college, but at two different schools. And because they had cross-campus events, they were
government association or something like that.
It was the Vietnamese Student Association.
Vietnamese.
So they had known each other. They were familiar with each other, not necessarily known each other.
No, they knew each other, like legit.
Okay.
They knew each other enough where she had a crush on him, and she already knew that he had a reputation in college.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that those two, because I believe she was at University of Houston, he was at UT, University of Texas, and I'm pretty sure they associated with the two colleges enough to the point where they had like functions together, outings together, things of that nature. Well, they knew each other well enough, you know. I'm not going to say like they knew of each other. They knew each other well enough where she probably asked girls about him or heard about his reputation. That you can know somebody a lot when that happens. And I'm pretty sure they had conversations because they were the presidents of those two associations. So they had to intermingle with each other, probably on trips or whatever the hell they did, conventions or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, though, she was relieved to see him and he was relieved to see her. Because to be honest, she said she had a crush on him, and I'm pretty sure Johnny probably thought about it anyway, at least.
You know, he said he never really looked at her that way. But I feel like them having that familiarity with each other made it a little bit easy for her, or is going to make this process easy for her to not be so uptight and like anal or whatever.
And the beautiful thing about it all is I'm glad to see on the show that they got two Asian Americans together, to be honest. Like, because I just felt, I don't think it would have been 100% weird, but I just felt like with these two, how traditional backgrounds they come from, or the traditional backgrounds that they came from, I felt like it would have been kind of hard for them to deal with a different race. What do you think?
Maybe, but I feel like they asked him that in a questionnaire, which they allude to.
Well, shit, a lot of times you see all the time they don't listen.
Right, but certain things they're going to take into account. Both of them said that they would prefer that it be somebody of the same nationality. So I think that that's something, like, that's a big thing, because that comes with ideological differences that they may not be able to reconcile, which a lot of the other opposites attract type stuff is personality differences and sometimes physical attributes
They haven't did
that
a
can
lot
be
of
changed.
interracial couples on the show, have they?
I don't know. I didn't watch all the seasons, but I think it was dope to see a different type of ceremony. Like, usually we get white people, we get black people. I'm glad that they were able to throw in, and Hispanic people too, like Latin people. I'm glad they were throwing in some people of like Asian descent, and that you also got to see some of their customs and traditions, like they did the tea ceremony to show respect to their elders and their ancestors, and for them to get, you know, their union blessed, which her parents were really like open to the idea, which I think is going to really get them through, because I feel like if her parents can somehow speak to his parents, and they can.
This is what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking now that they are of the same nationality, they had a traditional wedding. To be honest, I feel like that's all his parents could have asked for, including his father. So maybe his father may be on board with it once he meets her,
after
for one.
The fact, yeah.
And he's probably, I'm not gonna say he's gonna regret it, but he's probably gonna be like, well, damn, if I would have knew this, you know, then I probably would have been more open,
present.
Yeah, more open to, or open to showing up, you know. But I just had this preconceived notion that it was going to be this way, when you guys actually having it where they were the same nationality made it just easier for them to play out their customs, their tradition, to have that traditional wedding that they're accustomed to, and it all worked out. It made everybody comfortable. It made both families comfortable about the whole situation. Then the fact that they knew each other, that was the icing on the cake. So you couldn't ask for a better situation. Now, after the wedding and when they were talking and everything, they're really cute together, to be honest.
Yeah, they are cute.
They're really cute together. You can just tell that they're going to work out.
They kissed at the altar, which I wasn't really expecting.
I wasn't expecting that either.
I wasn't expecting
later
that
on, when I found out she had a crush on him, then I was like, okay, so this is like a dream come true type situation for her, probably.
And then they did their first dance and stuff at the reception, and talked about how many kids they wanted. They talked about their love language. They got a pretty good deep conversation, but not too deep where it was like taking their focus off of enjoying the moment. They also talked about her spending habits, and like she was like he had asked her something about what was the most expensive thing you've bought recently, or the luxury item that you bought yourself recently, and she was like, oh, I bought myself some Jimmy Choos for the wedding, the shoes I have on. And he was like, what? She was like, yeah, but they're like consignment. And he was like, oh, okay.
What does that mean?
I don't even know what that means. And it was like cute little banter. Like they were really, you could tell, comfortable with each other. So,
but you could tell Johnny's fancy, so he's gonna spoil her, I feel.
Yeah, but I feel like he's more of a spender than she is.
Probably.
So I think she'll be able to show him how to get more bargains, get some bang for his buck, and he'll be able to like be okay with her, you know, splurging on herself from time to time. They talked about physical touch, and I feel like the show is just this is gonna be their
It's
thing.
their story.
Yeah, like they're gonna make it a big deal because he kept saying how much he craved it and needed it,
Most
and she
guys.
was saying how difficult it was for her to give it because her family wasn't very physically affectionate, and that was a conversation that he also had
This is kind of the
with
opposite
her
for
brothers at the
reception.
They talked about it. So overall, I think they're gonna make it. I hope they make it.
They kind of have no choice because it's just like
No choice. They have a choice.
no. The reason why I say they kind of have no choice is because they couldn't have even planned a better situation for themselves, and they like planning things out. They feel like they probably have to plan everything out in their life, but they couldn't have planned it out to be this perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they know each other. They kind of already looked at each other like that, maybe. Or at least on her behalf. I'm pretty sure Johnny did too.
She saw him on dating apps and she never swiped left or swiped right. She just left him in the maybe category because she didn't want to, like, I don't know, I guess discount him or not even indulge in it. I don't know. I think it was just fate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like when the stars align like that, you can't mess that up sometimes. I mean, granted, if they're not meant to be with each other, then they won't be, but it's too much that's showing that maybe they're just meant to be.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna work. This next couple, I ain't gonna lie, they're super cute.
Who you have?
Michaela and Zach.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who you.
We're going in order.
Okay. So next they had Michaela and Zach. Michaela is Miss Stubborn Sweetheart, and Zach is Mr. Romantic Idealist. She comes from a family full of women. And we met her sisters, and her sister's husband, who is super cute. Not like attractive cute, but like as the episodes went on and you saw a little bit more of him, you could say that he's a sweetheart too. And then with Zach's family, it's so funny because he has all brothers, and then he has his mom and his dad.
Sure, I didn't even think about it like that.
And his daddy threw me for a loop because when they first met up,
you thought he was gonna be like a preacher.
When they first met up, they were at the restaurant, and he looked very like
of the cloth,
very much so of the cloth. And then he dropped the F-bomb, and I was like, "Cousin preacher."
Hey, look, there's cousin preacher.
That's what I said, cousin preacher. Maybe, I don't know.
That's
I'm
when
not
I realized
gonna discount.
it wasn't all glitz and glam when I heard a preacher cuss for the first time.
So I was
like, a very young age.
So I was like, okay. Her family was excited about her meeting her husband or getting selected. They asked her some questions like, like, don't be too hard on yourself. Know that this is going to be a learning curve. Do you think you're ready? All this other stuff. His family, his mom did not look thrilled in the beginning. His dad asked, what make you think you'll be a good husband, or what make you think you'll be ready to be a husband?
Good husband.
And I'm just like, oh no, he said, how do you know you'll be a good husband? Something to that effect.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But my question was, nigga, how did you know? You just did it. Some stuff you ain't no training classes. You just
get up and do it.
You just do it. So, his family pretty much came around. And
I mean, they supported him.
Yeah.
But just to give a background, Zach, you could tell that he's kind of like a nerd, really, or just you could tell that he grew up. Didn't he say he was in Catholic school or some shit?
Yeah, later he said he
private
went
school,
to
something
a
like that?
private school.
You could tell just by how he talked.
Okay.
But the fact that he played, I think, is he a musician full time? I think that's what it is, right?
Yes.
That's kind of dope. And then you could tell, so being a fellow musician, you could tell musicians just all are super romantic. They're charming, all that good stuff, or whatever the case is. And for him to not be married when that's something that he's very high in belief on, but he said he's never been in love before, but he wants to be married so badly. It was kind of one of the things where I'm just looking at him like, like something's not adding up. You know what I'm saying? Or is that just me?
I feel like what made me tilt
I'm
my
like,
head.
is that like a red flag kind of?
What made me tilt my head was when he said everybody else around me is my brothers in long-term relationships. My other two brothers are married. I'm just waiting, for the right person. And I feel like with everybody who I watch like review the show or the experts talk, it's either you ready and you just haven't found the right one, and then now that you have somebody to hone in and focus on, you're going to be all in, or you out here being a musician.
And we all know musicians.
And it's, that it is what it is. And I feel like I want to see how he's going to approach the relationship aspect of it, not just the romantic ideal
side,
in his mind,
the pop and
right. And I also am kind of nervous because I'm like, she lost her dad. She had so much. Every time she brought up her dad and how she wanted somebody to love her like her dad did, and just like she wants to be somebody's world. And I don't know if somebody who's either, if you've never been in love before, I feel like you can fall deep.
This got toxic written all over it, even though they cute and when they met each other, everything was perfect. This got toxic written all over it. It really do. Because I think Michaela, her red flag is she strikes you as a person who just moves too fast. And not fast in a way where she fall in love fast. I'm talking about fast where she give to do everything, like all of her, it don't matter, and she's just giving it to dudes
too much too soon.
Too soon, yeah. Like any dude that she meets, she gives it all. It ain't nothing to be revealed and uncovered, I think. And maybe I'm reading it wrong, but
yeah,
that's what I get.
I mean, from her, I just get like,
if she likes you and finds you attractive, she's gonna give you all of her.
For her, I just get that she's very demanding.
She's outgoing.
I think she's very demanding, and demanding and outgoing are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he seems very like laid back and chill. So either that's going to agitate him and push him away, or he's just going to be quiet and reserved. And
they're going to be so interesting to watch because it's like right now, when you look at them, they're perfect. They're cute. She's beautiful. He's a good-looking guy, and he seems like he's going to romance the pants off of her, and she's going to love that. It's going to be a whirlwind love. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be hot quick.
It's going to get hot quick. It's going to be I love yous fast and shit like that. Like, it's going to be all that. And they already showed previews, but the shit's going to hit the fan, and I'm just like, what is going to be the thing that's going to make it hit the fan?
You never know.
And I'm just like, she's giving crazy girl energy, and I can feel it. I can feel it. And he's giving me fuckboy energy, but just in a different way. Like, I could tell that he's going to do something to her that's going to make her crazy. And it's going to be the way he treats her and things like that is going to make her go all out and love hard or whatever the case is. Then something's going to change, and it's going to make her go crazy, kind of. And I'm just like, it's toxic written all over this shit, bro. Like, I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. But let's go back to the wedding.
On the day of the wedding, everybody's getting ready. The sister is talking to her and basically reiterating how stubborn she is and calling her Hurricane, say that they call her Hurricane K, that when the situation arises that gets her pissed off, she destroys everything in her path, and then afterwards she'll come back and apologize. And I was just like, yeah, that's not cool. And then on the flip side, you see him with his brothers and the sprinter, and he's just crying his eyes out. So excited, crying. His mom is there with him.
Like, he cried, she didn't cry.
She's wiping his tears and telling him, you know, how happy she is for him, how proud she is of him, how you my baby. And I don't remember exactly what she said, but I was like, it didn't sound to me like a conversation that you had with your son before the wedding. It sounded like maybe a birthday conversation or a graduation conversation. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I do remember feeling like, can you give him some advice or encouragement?
She definitely gave him no advice about how to treat your wife. Yeah, you're right. I get it, yeah.
Like, she really didn't.
She said something about my sweet baby boy or something like that.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It was touching, though.
Michaela something blue was very, very touching. Her dad passed away. He was a Trekkie, so her sister gave her a little, I don't know what the space shuttle
or something
thing
I
is called, but they gave her one, and it was small and it was
Final
good,
Frontier or something
and
like
it
that?
was very cute. Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
And her brother-in-law, of course, who said how sweet he was. He was the person who walked her down the aisle, which I thought was really, really cute and sentimental. And one thing I noticed at the wedding was Zach memorized his vows.
It was kind of creepy. Zach been giving me creepy vibes. I'm just gonna put this out there.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody on the show
in my life
memorize their vows.
vows.
I've seen people in life memorize them, like real life, but on a show like this, on Married at First Sight, I don't think I've ever seen anybody memorize their vows.
I really felt like he was gonna be saying, "I've been practicing to memorize these vows since I was 6." Like I really felt like he was gonna say that.
He not that creepy.
He cried a lot in that Sprinter.
Did.
He cried. He cried from the bedroom to the Sprinter
to the hotel
to the banquet hall to his mama. He cried a lot. Michaela didn't cry at all. And I ain't even saying that boys and girls got the crying between sex and gender or anything like that.
If he don't break down like Zach on our wedding day, it ain't gonna be no wedding day. The ceremony was very giggly and giddy. It was almost uncomfortable to watch because when she saw him, of course, they had initial reaction to each other. I forgot what was said, and she tried to like grab him and walk down the aisle in that moment. She was like, "Ooh, girl, he cute." Like it was just a lot. But I also understand that if you already have a bubbly personality, when you get nervous, it sometimes triggers those things.
So at the ceremony, it was giggly to the point where it was kind of awkward. She said something about his name and was like,
"Oh, it was about the kids.
Do you want
a junior?" She asked him, "Do you want a junior?"
And I was just like,
it was just very, very.
And he said,
forward.
Yeah, I'm cool with that." And I'm just like,
"I'll let you decide."
I'm like, how are we supposed to make that decision on the spot? Now you done said we fucking, we having kids, and we might name it after you. And y'all ain't even said your vows.
That was
like, it was a lot, bro.
So they kissed at the altar, which I wasn't surprised because one thing I can say I liked about her was in the beginning when the girls were meeting up, she basically they were talking about like having sex on their wedding night, and she was like, "If it happens, it happens." Like she wasn't one of those girls, especially one of those black girls who be on the show that be like, "No, we'll see, and I don't want to talk about it." And da 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 da. She so I was just like, yeah, she's free, and I'm here for it. So their pictures came out really, really good. They had really good chemistry in their pictures. At the reception, I thought it was really, really cute when she was chewing gum right before they ate, and she was looking for somewhere to put it, and he stuck his hand out, and he was just like, "Give it to me," and she was like, "You gonna take my gum?" And I was just like,
y'all niggas be finding that shit cute.
That
was strike number fucking 3 for me. Creep.
I was like,
creep, creep, creep.
I was like, okay. Creep. I was like, that was cute. You? At the reception, he took her gum, and they got into heartfelt conversation. I ain't say nothing that was whatever.
The reason why I felt like that was kind of weird, it was just the way it went down. He was just like, and then he did this, and then he went like that. And I thought he was going to pop the shit this mouth, but he spit his gum out, I think.
No, that's not what happened. I don't know what you were
watching.
He
did something like where he went like this for a second. No. I thought he spit his gum out.
He was looking for something to put her gum in. He didn't put his hands to his mouth.
He didn't put it all the way up to his mouth, but he put it like this. It was weird. Tell me if y'all saw that. We're going to have to play it back for her because she ain't noticed it.
Anywho, the sisters at the reception peeped their chemistry, and they were kind of like whispering amongst each other how comfortable they looked together, how she was looking at him, how he was responding to her. And Zach's parents pretty much made him out to be a nerd when they were talking to be
honest, it was perfect for her though, because that's what she wants.
But what was so funny was the edit that they did when the parents was talking about him.
Oh, like they were just going on and on.
And I was just like, Okay, I guess whatever.
And like she was just like not interested, almost kind of.
Yeah, like I felt like she was expecting a different conversation the way they edited it, but I don't know. Yeah. Michaela's sister and her brother-in-law were asking questions to Zach. This is what made me look at Zach a little weird, because he didn't answer the question they asked him about.
What was your intentions for my sister? And
or how he was going to treat her.
She said, what is your intentions with my sister, or something like that? And he said, just watch by how I treat her, or something like that.
He said, watch my actions.
Watch my actions. You'll be having conversations with her periodically throughout this journey.
Right.
And just go back.
See what she says about it.
Which,
and
I can see how he felt like that could have went over well, but not with these sisters. No, they're thorough. And he could have, people don't read the room right. Like, they come as a united front. These motherfuckers came in like the gross sisters, but very pretty, very good looking, very attractive sisters.
Not the gross.
But they just like, I can't think of another group of sisters that just like
direct
protecting their sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what you got planned to do with my sister? How you gonna plan to provide? Because you know what they say, no romance without finance and all, shit like that. Like, that's what I was getting. Like, they were ready to drill him, and I'm just like, okay, because you barely see her mom every now and then. So it's like, it's kind of almost like her sister was the one who raised her, kind of. And granted, they all look like some damn authors. Like
bro, we had professions.
What's the prize you can get for being an author? What is it?
A Nobel. A Pulitzer.
Pulitzer Prize winning authors. Like, they all look like they're authors.
One sister looked like she wrote young YA novels. The other sister looked like she wrote children's books. And another one looked like they wrote self-help. Like, they really do look very well educated and just like literary scholars. I don't know. It's just a look that they have
about that action and protective of their sister.
Yeah,
and he didn't read that. You can't come with no bullshit cop out answer like that. I don't think he didn't think that. Yes, that's what I'm saying. He didn't read the room right.
I didn't think he thought.
That's why I just said, I was like, I could see how he can think that was a good answer. That wasn't gonna go over well.
Maybe he just don't know how to read the room.
That's what I just said.
No, I'm just saying because of him not.
Now you're talking.
Not being in love.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about from his background. See, the thing is, Brittany, his background of being from a private school and probably not being around like a lot of sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like sisters.
Yes. Tyler Perry sisters.
Thank you. So, granted, he's been around a lot of guys all his life, and then I'm pretty sure he's done dated white women. I'm pretty positive.
Maybe he has. I'm just saying, if he
has a sister.
I'm just saying that since he hasn't been in love, how many families is he meeting with with those specific questions being asked of him? I don't think, since he's never been in love, I'm just assuming that he's never been super serious, because he said his longest relationship was what, 9 months?
9 months,
or something like that. So in 9 months, you're still getting ready.
Anyway.
Right, you're still learning somebody. You're not. Parents ain't meeting you with, what's your intentions with my daughter in 9 months.
He's 27 and she's 31, 32, 30.
Yeah, she's in her early 30s.
She's 30, I think.
But I'm just like, I don't know.
That's why he couldn't read the situation, though, because I'm telling you, he ain't been around. He ain't been around a lot of black.
I don't even know if it's black.
Maybe. I forget it.
I'm saying he ain't been around.
That's my opinion.
He ain't been around.
Or that. But he read that wrong. And it's going to come back and bite him in the ass, I feel like. Well, he's already a nerd, and you can tell they kind of judge you a little bit.
I think we reading way too deep.
The way they be editing it, though, because the way that one sister looked at him,
they were trying to follow what he was saying, because in her mind,
she was saying that ain't good enough.
No, in her mind, she was thinking, but you didn't answer my question.
That too.
That's what that look was. It was but I didn't ask you how you was going to treat her. I asked you, what were your intentions? Like, you don't understand the question that I'm asking you.
And all he really could have did was just explain his personality and the type of person that he is. And when a woman is with me, this is how she is treated. You know what I'm saying?
But he don't know because he ain't been around because he only been in a 9-month relationship.
We'll see.
That nigga don't know how to treat a woman.
This relationship
never really had
has
one.
toxic written all over it because don't let little Zach fool you. Zach know what the fuck he doing. He know what he doing. I know niggas like him. I know.
You was one?
No, I'm just saying I know niggas like him.
I was just asking.
And he going, okay. You think they gonna make it? I'm sorry, we ain't there yet.
Over the place. We are there yet. Or that's at the end.
No, we can go right now on this. We're going, every last one we're going to go and say whether they're
Do I think they're going to make it? No.
I think they're going to make it. And that's the toxicity in it all. Because
if they make it, it's going to be Jeff D and Shawnice.
I can see that. The reason why I feel like they're going to make it, damn, they might not make it. The reason why I feel like they're going to make it, though, is because aesthetically, they fit. And they just look really good together in their personalities. I don't know if their personality is going to fit. That's part of the reason why I don't think they're going to work. But the reason why I think they're going to work is because they just look good together. And they look like they're going to work. But their personalities may not. It may be their demise of their personalities. And it's going to clash. But she's a nerd, like, so she got to have some type of nerdiness to her, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think they're going to make it. So, next we have Marla. Marla and Gill. First of all, these names.
There's some very peculiar names.
Gill is a very... I'm like, is it Gilbert?
It's Gill.
Just Gill? Okay.
And his last name is very weird. Curticuru or something like that. It's something Spanish.
I don't think it's weird. I just think it's difficult to pronounce.
Like Gill,
but Marla is... I don't even know what Marla is.
She's an assistant principal.
No, Bruce heard moniker that the show gave her.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Gill is Mr. Caring, charismatic. I forgot what they said Marla was.
You could just tell that she's like very... She thinks she's a Kardashian. I said it.
Marla is in...
La La Land.
Is it Enigma? Is that the right word? When you can't figure something out?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Marla is an enigma to me. You can look at it. I think I'm using it correctly, though. She's an enigma to me. Because when you first meet Marla, she's very uppity. She likes the finer things in life. None of this is bad to me, as far as her, a person that's a mystery or puzzling. Yes, so I said it right. Enigma. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, she's very uppity. She's sophisticated. She likes the finer things in life. She likes to wine and dine herself. She calls it self-care. She gyms all the time. I'm not mad at it.
Botox.
Not mad at it. But Marla's personality doesn't fit her friend group look.
It doesn't.
You're right. So when they first introduced her, I expected her friend group to be like, I don't want to come at the women who were in her friend group.
Just say how you feel.
I expected them to be very hoity-toity, very like...
Yeah.
And the people who she was chilling with was like
very
sisters,
laid back, down
with an A. And I was just like, and it was
people.
a guy, it was a dude in the little group when they went out to eat, and she was telling them about getting married, and I was just like, how does she fit into this circle? Because they were asking her questions.
Coming off as very uppity, but none of them did.
Yeah, they were asking her questions, and she was like, well, I want to change my lifestyle. And he better not mind if I shop, because I'm not cutting nothing off. And I'm just like...
And they sitting there like, well, what if? But, you know, you got to compromise. And I'm just like, how are y'all even friends?
It's just so weird. I think...
These friends be like-minded.
I think these were co-workers, not friends.
You don't think she got
people
no
that
friends?
she's worked, people that she's worked under or who have worked under her, we found out she trains teachers. And she was just a butthole about that situation. But yeah, anywho. So they go wedding dress shopping. Marla don't like nothing. They flicking through the dresses, Well, I don't want tulle, and I don't want chiffon, and I don't want
this is late.
Roses, and I don't want this, and da 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 da.
You can tell she had a look
and then she got a dress that I was just like,
Keisha Kaur.
That I was just like, girl, everybody wedding dress nowadays looks very similar to this. The sheerness of it, like a little rhinestone blingy. You knew exactly what you wanted from the beginning. I'm pretty sure this place had a whole selection of those type of dresses. And they would have had a plethora of different styles of that same dress for you to choose from. But I'm like, girl, whatever. So they keep harping on this materialistic thing. So when the men are trying on their suits, Gill's friend is talking to him, and Gill explicitly says to his friend that he doesn't want a materialistic woman. If they do give him one, they're not gonna work out.
Right.
And I'm like, y'all did this for shits and giggles.
It's like every season
they
pair somebody. He literally said he don't want somebody materialistic. She says she's okay with being materialistic. Let's be clear. With this show, materialistic people do not work on this show because don't nobody want to be with a materialistic person.
And the experts,
materialistic people are trash.
The experts always be like, "What? Her desire for the finer things in life will bring him up, and his desire will humble her." And I was just like,
what type of fucking Dr. Seuss book y'all live in? It don't work like no damn Disney fairy tale.
This situation is the Latin version of the couple from 2 seasons ago, where both of them had cats or both of them had dogs, and they were just like,
thought the cats were going to bring them together.
We have kittens or whatever it was. And she wanted to travel the world, and he was like, "No, but I own a house. We can go on one vacation a year." And trivia is stupid.
Yeah, trivia is stupid. So the thing is, they always
have to scratch your head
because it's puzzling to me. Like every year, it is. Every year they get. I hate to say it, but it'd be a woman who just wants a man that's just gonna fall in line with their lifestyle
and that's exactly
and just be their
what I
piece. Because they want a man to go with them and just do all the things that they do instead of compromising. They just want them to fall right in line with their lifestyle. And I just need you there while I'm doing what I've been doing. It doesn't work like that. Because naturally, a lot of men just don't fucking fall into shit like that. Yeah. And I don't know what... See, that's the thing. Like, sometimes I feel like a lot of people be in a relationship with people who don't give them the proper attention. And they just give them money to like pacify them. And I'm like, maybe this is what she wants. She just wants somebody who's just gonna throw money at her and not have to spend time with. I ain't saying that she needs money, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like it's guys out here who misconceive, or the misconception is that she wants the finer things in life. She's materialistic. So let me just feed into that where I won't have to spend quality time with her. But I could just give her this money to go have her. She'll be happy doing the things that she want to do, and I don't have to do too much.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe that's what they're looking for.
I don't know. But this is also why she's an enigma to me. Because on the wedding day, as they're getting ready, she's talking with her girls, and she's like, the connection is very important to me. But also, I don't like bald. I don't like non-facial hair. So she keeps talking about how connection is above everything. But then she also keeps, in that same breath, saying definitively physical attributes that she's not attracted to. And I'm just like, okay, this is
it's what is honestly it really is an enigma. It's an
what
oxymoron.
Is the thing that's the word I'm looking for. That was an oxymoron. And then back to the friend thing. When she was talking, she was like, I don't want makeup. Like, she was being a bridesmaid.
I don't want my makeup like artist. Her.
And she said, friend. And I was just like, okay, see, this is triggering for me as a brown-skinned girl. Because I'm like, this is light-skinned bitch shit.
But she was talking about her light-skinned friends' makeup, though.
That's what...
I get what you're saying.
The frenemies thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times, shoot me down, I don't care. I'm gonna say it. A lot of times, that stereotype is connected to like who would do that to their friend.
It's some Dejanay La Cienega type shit.
Right. And I'm just like,
oh man.
Okay, girl. We walk down the aisle or whatever. So, her brother walks her down the aisle because Marla too is Mila's father is deceased as well. So when what did I say? I'm gonna just read like I want to. Her brother walks her down the aisle. She basically gives me "come into my life, sit right here and look pretty" vibes, which is what you were saying earlier. When they just want a man to just come in their life and just do the things,
just fall in with them, like. So going back to what you were saying about how she was saying she didn't want nobody bald, she didn't want nobody with no beard. Why do the experts do this? Like, this nigga Gill has no hair nowhere.
But he could grow some.
But it's just the principle. Like,
he could grow some.
She looking for Rick Ross, and y'all niggas gave her
Montel Jordan,
fucking
Michael Jordan, any nigga from the 90s.
Ricky Ricardo. Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
it was not Ricky Ricardo, but alright.
I'm trying to think of somebody Spanish with no face. Just like
Michael Jordan.
I said Spanish.
I said what I
said.
This
nigga Michael Jordan, bing ass head, no facial hair,
right.
Not even a mustache, not even a chin strap. Nigga just
no goatee,
bald.
No what's the thing under your chin?
Goatee.
So what is all this called?
When you got it all connected together, they call it a goatee as well, but this is the goatee.
Oh.
Because it's like the goat.
Oh. Cashews. So, anywho, they open the door and you hear her say, "He bald," which was very, very weird. Did you notice that she said it two different ways?
Right.
So, in the preview, right before they flash to them going down the aisle, you hear you see her in the hallway getting a voiceover, and then it's about to go to a commercial, and she says he's bald, but she said in a way that's kind of in disgust. And then when they come back and actually show the actual opening of the curtain and her walking in, she says he's bald, but she says it like, surprisingly, he looks good too. Like, I just feel like the editing.
See, that's the thing about this show. Like, it's
the
whole fear about this whole thing is whether they're going to be attracted to their spouse or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be so funny when the woman be attracted to him because you could just tell.
So
it's instant. It's
this
like
was my
instant.
thing though. I feel like, so I know that Gill is Latin or of Latin descent, but black man. So I feel like there's two types of black men universally women find attractive. It's either a black man with a low haircut and facial hair, like full beard, Rick Ross style, some kind of like facial hair all across, not just a mustache or a goatee. Or, what's wrong with you? You got hair down here. What are you talking? Anywho,
Anyway, go ahead.
Or it's a very clean shaven, bald headed man. Though they're universally gonna be found attractive. But a lot of times
y'all never feel like y'all would be attracted to that guy.
But I feel like you are. There's something aesthetically pleasing about a bald headed man who's clean shaven and well put together, and also equally aesthetically pleasing, a dude with a short cut and facial hair. So when they showed him, I was like, he's universally attractive to, in my opinion. She gonna like him. And I said that, you remember me saying that from the very beginning when they kept trying to stress the beard? I was like, that's not gonna matter once she sees this man with his dimples and the fact that he can speak Spanish as well. Like,
dude came out there showing out to. I mean, he spoke Spanish.
He did to her mom, and her mom
didn't
only
speak English no more. Just like
her mom only speaks Spanish. So I was just like, you can miss me with all that facial hair stuff.
They did a good job on that one. The funny part about it though is like, outside of the beard and all that bullshit, Gill has the perfect manly man's job.
Right,
like,
he's a fireman.
You're a principal. He's a fireman. Y'all niggas are the American dream.
Right.
Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they fucking pulled off in the goddamn fire truck. This shit was crazy.
So, one thing I noticed that when I was like, where's her jewelry? She didn't have no earrings on. She didn't have no necklace
really
on.
It's weird. She is an enigma. It's like the perfect word.
But you're uppity.
It's
and
weird.
you're wet and you
no
get
makeup.
your Botox. So I'm just like,
she didn't want no makeup.
Oh,
and I get that. The whole, you know, I'm pretty enough where I don't need no makeup type situation.
But also, I just feel like on your wedding day, you might want a little bit more coverage.
It's your wedding day.
You're going to be taking a lot of pictures. You want to make sure you look even. You want something on your lips.
No shine.
Even if you don't want makeup, you ain't had no earrings or a necklace. That dress needed a necklace.
Woman wore the hair up either. That was kind of weird too to me. But
okay.
Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. So I was like, she was talking about, when you have a long day at work, I'm going to be there to, you know, massage your feet, right? But I said, y'all really believe Marla out here giving foot massages?
Hell no.
Marla will take you to go get a massage with her. But she's not going to give you a foot massage. But all right. Mm-hmm.
And you can go buy some foot massages for her and you. Couples massages.
Right, that's what I said. I literally said, y'all believe Marla out here giving foot massages. Okay. And then when they was doing the little intro, like where the families write a blurb about them, his friends, when they were talking about her shopping and just like, they were not amused. They kept editing or panning to this friend.
Friends was just like,
his face was just like, it was so funny to me.
Got my boy with the wrong one.
It was so funny to me. I think his vows are really cute. Her vows were cute as well. The kiss was mega awkward because Marla is the traditional, like I was talking about, black girls not wanting to do nothing. Marla was like, no kiss, no nothing. So when they said you may kiss your bride, they kind of stood there for a little bit. She was looking at him, he was looking at her, and he had said with his friends, oh yeah, I'm gonna go in for the kiss and da-da-da-da-da. And I feel like he read her energy and was like...
No, she said, on the cheek.
And then she said, I'll do... No, that was at the reception. So, their kiss was a cheek kiss. And I was like, I don't really have that many notes for Gill because Marla takes over everything.
I was about to say.
But she was attracted to him. And I was like, they broke the fourth wall when they talked about how they got on the show.
But it was interesting though.
But I think that's why they left it in because it was interesting the way they approached it. And
she likes him.
They were talking about the fact that he has a dog. She really ain't into dogs. Then she was like, does your dog shed? He was like, yeah, but it doesn't get messy because I don't allow it to. Like, I'm a very neat and clean person. And she kind of was just like, okay, we'll see. I really think they look very, very cute together doing their pictures. They look kind of comfortable with each other. And I think it was just because of that little bit of interaction that they had when they did the champagne. And that
when they sat, they had their little sit down and talk for the first time, and they were popping the champagne, drinking champagne. He said key things that was probably on her list that she didn't even know she had.
Right, like him speaking Spanish and him saying, yeah, when she was like, yeah, my mom only speaks Spanish. She was like, oh yeah, I know. I went over and I spoke to her, and then they showed him speaking it, and it was like, that was a thing. And then also his job. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think it's just his personality is one of those people that you can sit there and talk to.
Gill's the guy that girls are supposed to be attracted to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be attracted to him. If you aren't, then there's something wrong with you. Like, I'm just being honest. This nigga's a fucking firefighter. Like, he's bald. He got muscles. Like, he got a dog. Like, he speaks Spanish.
He got a dog. What more do you want?
What more do you want from a guy? Like,
so,
you're Spanish. He speaks Spanish. You speak Spanish. Your mother don't even speak English. Like, he can talk to your people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Their first dance, they talked about their first impressions of each other and physically what they were based on. And I think she mentioned that she was expecting like facial hair or whatever, and said that, you know, she still was attracted to him, even though that wasn't kind of on her list. At the reception, they talked about last names, and I hate the last name conversation in life. Like, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. He is more traditional, I'm starting to see, and wants her to take his last name
too. That's the funny part.
And she wants to hold on to her name because of her father being deceased.
All right.
And I'm just like, hyphenate your name.
That part, but so remember when you were trying to say, you said that Gill is the what is his thing?
What?
His name, the little side name.
Caring and charismatic.
Caring and charismatic. We can go ahead and put for Marla, because we don't have hers, the Enigma, because she really is like, she wants to be traditional on certain things, and then on other things she wants to be modern. And it's like, you know what I mean?
I mean, you can be both, but they don't align. The way she is
so
both
now
doesn't align.
Right, and because she probably just describes herself as a traditionalist. So when you put Gill with her, Gill's like, oh, I'm a traditionalist all the way.
But what is your definition of traditionalist?
Right, so his things, it got to be this way, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way the patriarchy in American society says it has to be. While, even with the last name situation, like, why is this even a discussion if you claim to be a traditionalist? And I understand the situation, yes.
But I don't feel like he would have a problem with it.
He's not a confrontational guy.
Right, and because the subject is so sensitive.
Yeah,
like that's her connection to her father. If she says, my last name is my connection to my father, which is why I don't want to give it up, he would probably be like, keep it.
I'll be like,
not even hyphenate.
I'll be like, you got a brother. You know what I'm like? Look.
You ain't had no pa. I know you don't understand.
No, but I understand, like, Brittany. If you said something like that to me, I'd be like, but you got a brother.
She feel like
the name will go on, and you got a bajillion fucking cousins.
That's not an issue for me.
But I'm just saying, like, that's what I would say if that was an issue. And like, wouldn't you be able to understand that? Like,
but if I
then I'm telling to you that I'm the last one in my family with this last name.
I'm saying, if I put myself in her shoes and didn't have a father, and I had his last name, I may not have wanted to give it up. But my first thought would not be to fight you on that. It would be, I would like to hyphenate it. Yes, I will take your name, but I also do not want to give up my dad's name. And that's it. My daddy alive and well, and you already was like, I don't care if you hyphenate it or not. I don't want to.
I really don't, but it's not no big deal to me because I really don't give a fuck.
I don't understand why it's a big deal.
It's not
period.
Yeah, on both ends, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. I've never understood that.
So,
and they always in TV shows and movies made it a big deal.
It's like, why get married then? But whatever.
When they did the little clinks for the glasses, they didn't kiss. They shared a mutual kiss on the cheek, which looked crazy to me.
Damn crazy.
But I'm like, all right, whatever. So, Gil's friend was basically like, from the Vows, they said she was expensive. And Gill is a little cheap. So I don't know how this is going to work.
Did he call her materialistic?
He asked her. He asked her was she high maintenance when they were
said,
doing
"Oh, you high maintenance then?" And then they edited it. She was like,
he was like, "Cause Gill is cheap," and I was like, "Well,
the cat's out of the bag."
Yep, that's who we left off with them.
Bro,
so.
fucking friends will out your ass a lot of times.
Like, cause this is what you gonna do.
You can't even put on and say, "Oh no, I ain't cheap, babe."
You gonna come as your representative, but your friends gonna be like,
"Nah, that ain't that nigga."
Right. So, do you think they're gonna make it?
I don't know, but yes.
I think yes.
Yes.
I think yes.
There's a lot of couples on here that I just innately feel are gonna make it.
I think yes, and
I don't know yet.
It's gonna be more.
I'm gonna give
him.
you my answer every week because as of now, yes.
I think they're going to make it, and it's going to be mostly because of Gill. I think Gill has a lot of bend and flex in a lot of areas where Marla doesn't, but I also think that Gill is going to endear himself to Marla by just being himself.
And on the flip side, I actually think they're going to make it because of Marla.
Really?
She's going to fall for him.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's going to endear himself to her by just being his authentic self. I think it's going to be a Miles and Karen. Marla gonna complain to one of them friends the same way Karen complained to her friend, and the friend was basically like, I ain't heard nothing that you said that was problematic yet. And it made her snap to reality and think, I am being dumb.
Possibly, but I think it's gonna be some shit that Marla does is gonna turn. It's gonna turn Gill off.
Oh, I can definitely see that.
And Gil's probably gonna want to get out of it, but
she's gonna fight for it. You think?
Fight for it, yes.
Okay, we shall see.
Because she's gonna end up really liking him. That's how I feel it's gonna play out.
Now we got Brett and Ryan. Brett is Miss Hopelessly Devoted, and Ryan is Mr. Reformed Serial Dater.
I'm gonna be 100%
Ryan
honest.
came up the rough side of the mountain. Ryan looks so tired. He over it.
Like it's so many. It's funny because there were so many things I said while we were watching it about how he just looked like he just tired. I'm just tired. Like he just don't get no sleep. Like he works night and day. He got me working day and night. On the railroad, drinking coffee.
When Johnny first met him, Johnny said...
Oh, yeah! Johnny did. What did he say?
It looked like it took him a long road. He said it looked like a long, hard road to get here. And I was like, why is Johnny being him for filth? Johnny said something else. He said the first time he said it looked like it took him a long, hard road to get here. The second time Johnny said,
bro, this is what I put in my notes. I said this nigga Ryan looked like the HR video when he'd be like, "Are you overworked?" And he just be sitting there, just. He looks like, and it was so funny, and it might have just been because he just wasn't saying much in the first couple scenes of the episode. Because it's like he seemed like he was so quiet to himself and just be like, whatever.
And then I was like, is he still depressed from his friend
like,
passing
he looked like
away?
He has
like
anxiety,
how long did his
bro?
friend pass away? How long ago? Man. Because he was saying like what kind of jolted him into knowing that like the lifestyle that I'm leading is not what I really want, is because his best friend passed away, rest in peace, and he was like, that really was like a wake up call to him to be like, your life is short, get what you really want out of it. And I was like, maybe he's still depressed. When they go wedding shopping, Ryan is looking at this gray suit on the mannequin, and I'm like, the last color you need, Eeyore. It's gray. Like, give this man some color. Let's liven him up. Then Brett, now
she looks giddy.
Brett, I found out, is a teacher. So her look,
it matches,
and her friends' looks. When I saw her friends, they were a little bit more, I feel like modern than Brett was. Brett gives me like, so I used to work with this lady and she gave me like pinup girl vibes. Like that was her aesthetic. Brett no. The lady that I used to work with, Brett looks like she's on the road to giving you, it's just the red hair to me, giving you that like pinup sexy pout look. But when you meet her friends, they look like they shop at like Kohl's. Anthropology or Kohl's or places like that. So I was just like, okay. And then as they started talking, I was like, oh, it's the personalities. Like they're very, very outgoing. Then I found out she was a teacher, and I was like, oh, I know exactly who you are. I know you the teacher that all the kids like Brett to me looks like the teacher that you want to go hang out in her class when you're supposed to be at lunch.
And she's a high school teacher,
right? You late. You need a hall pass. Let me go to Miss Brett class and see, or whatever her last name is, and see if she'll give me a hall pass so they won't write me up. Like, she gives me those vibes. She said she was looking for a sigh of relief at the altar. Like, she wanted to be with somebody.
That's
Shut up. She said she wanted to be with somebody.
Like Zolo.
Shut up. She said she wanted to be with somebody who was gonna make her relax. I guess he the right person for the job. I don't know.
Oh man.
And I was like, so then they flash to the episode where it's the wedding day.
Hold on, but we gotta go to his family though. Remember when they showed his family? I was like, I don't know why, but this is giving me Flo in the Progressive commercials when she be with her family.
Because why they all look alike?
They all looked alike. This shit was so weird. It was just a family of tired people. Like, all them niggas had the bags on their eyes, bro. I was just like, damn, this shit crazy, bro. And he still just wasn't giving no personality. I'm just like,
he wasn't.
Come on,
I
bro.
can't tell you nothing about Ryan other than his friend passed away. And he really wanted a different lifestyle. But the wedding day, I was very hopeful for that episode because I was like, we're gonna see him in a suit, hopefully not that gray one. He gonna have his hair cut, he gonna be, slick, whatever they do to white people hair. They was gonna shape up his little goatee, his facial hair. Okay, hold on, we gotta go back to when they were eating dinner. And what did his dad say to him?
His dad did say something.
His dad said something real left. I can't remember what it is.
I didn't write it down.
Did I? I don't know. Maybe I'll get to it. But anyway, I had all this hope for the wedding day. That nigga showed up to the wedding day looking just as tired as the first day we met him. Even in his suit with his tie. And I was just like...
It was really weird.
I was just like, Jesus.
And however, when Brett came down the aisle...
No.
Go ahead.
Before then, so her parents, we meet them while they're getting ready. Her parents are really, really supportive. Her mom was very gung-ho. And this is where the tide started to turn with Brett, where I could start to see a little bit of his personality.
Ryan or Brett?
He bought her, Ryan. I could see more Ryan's personality. Ryan sent her a gift, and the friend walks in with a big bouquet of flowers. And Brett looked like she was about to get up and reach for the flowers. And the friend was like, this is for the mother of the bride. And I was like, okay, Ryan. This cute little move. And then his gift to her, I thought it was the best gift that I seen on this show. Because of how... I'm a jokes person. It was just funny to me. He gave her a card, and when you open the card, it said, now's your last chance. And then the box that he gave to her was a pair of running shoes. And I was like, oh, that's really, really cute. So, Bryant was at the wedding, looking hungover. He needed concealer still. And at the altar,
he does look hungover.
He just was fidgeting. He was fidgety McGee.
Just like, bro.
So what were you about to say about the wedding?
This nigga drink, bro. But anyway, though, no, what I was gonna say though, at the wedding, once Ryan came down the aisle and he saw her, she saw him. It was like he just got life put into him. It was so fucking weird. Like, I was like, his bags went away. I literally wrote down, I was like, she's already taken 5 years off this man's life. Like,
it's like this is a Disney movie with the birds, the
birds come through the windows, the squirrels and shit. It was just like his bags cleared up. He started smiling. I was like, dang, he look alright in his suit. And then I was like,
and it wasn't gray.
Whatever the case was, but he started smiling, he started talking, he started joking. I was like, oh, he has personality. He's alive.
I saw that he had personality when he sent her the running shoes.
Fuck the running shoes. I feel like production be sending them shits. But look, he came alive. And then, go ahead. You can say the rest after that.
I was just going to say the fishy.
a robo rabbi.
The officiant. He sounded like and looked like a cartoon character. His shoulders were so big. His suit was big. He was just small. It was just weird.
With a pea head.
and
he couldn't read.
I feel like they had very, very good vows. And I feel like from their vows, both of them are going to be very open and receptive to one another. They kissed, and she leaned in for the kiss before he even said, "You may kiss your bride." I forgot what part of the ceremony they were on. And
I do.
And then she was just like, "Oh, it was too early." And then she was like, "I guess the marriage gonna last." I got 2 kisses. When they took their pictures, they went, like they take the pictures and then they flash the pictures on the screen. I was like, they look like the fun couple at the party. Like, we having game night. Oh, make sure you invite Brett and Ryan. It was just totally different. Like you said, she already took 5 years off that man's life. Right. It was he looked totally different. He was happy.
She energy into him. He started dancing with her and like, she didn't know the dance moves, but he knew that. It was just like, he was Mr. Charismatic after that.
He really, really was.
He was the life of the party. And I'm just like, wow, they're going to work. That's what I felt. What do you do?
So when they did their first dance, it was like a 2-step. And I was like, this ain't no 2-step. But then I was like, okay.
Come on now, Brittany.
Right. Okay.
We're in Texas.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, like country line dancing 2-step. That's pretty fun. She had no idea what was happening. He was like, I'm going to twirl you. I'm going to twirl you, okay? And she was like, no, like scared. And I was like, girl, he just going to spin you around. He was like, so let me just do one. So she let him spin him one time. And then his friends was like, dipper. And she was like, ain't going to be no dipping.
Yeah, that's too risky.
I was looking at that part and I was just like, now this might be a challenge. I think that she's a little bit more stubborn than she appears. Like, she's not as
I don't think stubborn is the word. I think she's
not stubborn, but
reserved.
Like hesitant to try new things.
She's reserved, yeah. But you saw that when she was with her friends.
What you mean?
She was kind of like, they were kind of trying to have her be outgoing and shit. But she was more so like, no, we're not going to do all that. We're just going to...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like,
and that's why I said her friends... I was trying to figure out how she fit into her friend group as well.
To be honest, it looked like her friends were like cooler than her in a weird way.
Yes, that's what I mean.
We just gotta be real, like, and just say what it is. We thought they were kind of cooler than her.
But I didn't know if it was them just being more outgoing than she was.
And that's probably what it is.
So, but I mean, every friend group has the one person who's kind of like,
outgoing.
Yeah, who's kind of chill and reserved and like. But when they're around you, they seem to be a little bit different than they are with other people.
Right.
So, where was I? Oh, the reception dinner, it started kind of awkward when they were meeting the friends and she was asking them, like, what does he hunt? Like, what does this country life that he's into entail? Because I don't ride horses. Really do hunting, though. She ain't like hunting. Right. And she was like, does he shoot? Like, shoot what? Animals? Like, does he hunt animals? And
she like, Lord, please don't say animals. And he was like, well, hunting is big in his life. And she was
right. Like, so that's kind of where they ended with the two of them. How do you feel about that?
That ain't where they ended, kind of, but... Because you remember when she met his friends, they were saying, well, you're not traditionally his type, but... Remember?
That's who he was talking to.
Huh? But I'm saying you left that part out.
Oh, yeah. So she also asked when she was trying to, get a feel for him what his type was. And they were basically saying
that's good,
redheads aren't usually his type. And even when he was talking to her friends, he told them that the red hair kind of took him aback a little bit. And he was like, either you can pull it off or you can't. And she really, really does. So when her friends relayed that back to her, it kind of put her at ease. But she was still like...
She was kind of feeling some type of way about his friends saying that she's not his type.
Right.
What I'm guessing is because what it seems like is he's just like a traditional country boy kind of,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't see that. I just saw tired. But now that we see that he has a personality, he's probably like a, you know, what's that shit? Cowboy hat, boots, cowboy boots.
I don't
horseback riding. They said she asked it was it like horseback riding and wrangling bulls and all that shit. They said yeah, kind of.
No, I'm saying I did not see him as outgoing because of the backstory that they gave. How he always hangs out and like he's the party. He's a serial dater.
Right, but they could say all they want, but when you look at him, you just don't see that. I don't see it. But now that she's brought life back into his life, it's kind of not morbid, but symbolic, almost like you lost your friend, and it might have took a piece of him. But now,
I feel like that's exactly
this coming into his life is just like, oh man,
a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and it's just like, wow, that's pretty dope.
She's looking for an exhale, and he needs an inhale.
Yeah, with his background and the type of guy that he is, you could tell that he probably was just into blondes. And you know, guys like that, they literally feel like I only date blondes. You know, it's certain guys like that. I only date brunettes. I don't date blondes because they're, and they just have these stereotypes that they apply with it. So that's probably what it was with him.
Gotcha.
And that's why his friends made such a big deal about it. I've only seen Ryan date blondes, man. This is kind of I've never seen him with a red, and I don't even think she's a naturally red.
No, her friend said that. Her friend was like, she didn't say it was a box, but she was like, it's not natural or something like that. She said, but she does pull it off well. Like she was agreeing with him about her pulling off the red hair. Yeah. So you think they're gonna make it or not?
I think everybody's gonna make it on this so far.
Okay, I see them making it. I don't see
any red flags from them, honestly. And I feel like they're what each other needs right now. Yeah. Each other, what they needed.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make it.
Last couple.
Next is one of my
show
favorites.
I like this one too.
It's Rachel and Jose.
It's different.
She's Mrs. Blossoming Bride, and he's Mr. Perfectionist. Now, I'm going to say, Jose gives me a little.
Where the hell you get Jose?
That's his name.
His name is Matt.
Who?
It ain't Matt.
Who is Matt?
His name Jose?
Jose gives me a little.
He do have
Don't
a little.
be tapping those last season product shoes at me, honey.
Ain't that how he do it?
So he gives me the dude from Legally Blonde. And
best friend.
when we meet, who?
No, I'm just saying like.
Oh, he's the best friend. Yeah. So when we meet Rachel, we find out that she, during quarantine, was on this weight loss journey. She's lost 30 pounds, and she's feeling very good about herself. She had a poor relationship that went awry. I think he said either 9 to 6 months ago. And she's just in a different headspace, and she's ready to move forward, ready to be a bride. You meet Jose, and you find out that I feel like they say he worked for NASA, some kind of whatever. He's very accomplished in life. He owns 2 houses. And he's just ready to share his world with somebody. But he doesn't want to feel like he's supporting someone. He wants somebody to come in and hold their weight in a relationship.
That's what he's doing?
Yes. He said, I don't want to feel like I'm being used. Like, I want it to be a 50-50 relationship.
Interesting.
So, I don't like Rachel's friend. She had a friend who was basically like, well, what if he don't like you? What if you agitate him? She just kept saying weird stuff.
Bitch, do you like me?
And I'm just like, that's not your friend, sis.
There's a lot of frenemies in this show, bro.
It's just so weird. And I've never been a girl to have frenemies. If I didn't like you, I didn't deal with you. Or if I didn't like you and we were in the same friend group, I just did not talk to you. Like, you did not exist in my area. So it was just very, very weird.
She was hating.
Big hate. Like, she applied for the show and didn't get picked hate.
Yeah.
So the wedding day comes and they pick out. Well, before the wedding day, she picks out a dress that she likes and she's really happy with it because of, it just shows off all the hard work that she's done to get her body to the point where she's in love with it again. And do you remember him going suit shopping?
I do remember him going suit shopping. It's just all a blur. Like, it's all a blur because I mean he just kept coming off as, the cool guy that got cool friends that made it in life, Mr. Accomplishments, Mr. Achievement. So everything was cool with him. Her story was a little bit more endearing because of her journey with the weight loss.
Her swan story.
And then you got her hating ass friend. Yeah. And then, and you just kind of felt like they were going to really mesh well because you could tell that she's like a super sweet girl.
Yeah.
And you don't get any real super bad vibes from him just yet anyway. I don't anyway. So I'm like, okay, maybe this might be a perfect fit because she's one of those girls I feel like she'll kind of be into whatever he's into.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's just non-confrontational. The good thing about non-confrontational people is they just go with the flow.
I feel like both of them being a tad bit insecure is problematic.
Well, we didn't know he was insecure at that point.
Well, he started talking. Well, okay. So, he did say that. He was like, he hoped that she likes her. He didn't say
we
that.
We didn't know how severe it was going to be when he first said it like that until after the wedding.
True. So, yeah. They get there. They get to the aisle. They like each other. They're both physically attracted to each other. They go back and they had a champagne toast. And she says a very awkward statement about
the spec.
He said.
What's that called?
I asked the experts.
The experts. Yeah,
I asked the experts.
Like the specialists.
I asked the experts to give me somebody who that look. I told the experts looks weren't high on my list, and personality is more what I'm looking for. And I got that. And they hit it on the head. And he was just like...
All he heard was looks wasn't that big of a deal.
And he hit it on the head. And I was just like, that's not what you meant to say.
Especially somebody that you just met that want you to be attracted to him because he's attracted to you.
Because later she said that she was attracted to him.
She kept talking about how handsome he was, but she wasn't saying it to him.
Right.
She was saying it in a confessional, and I'm just like, you might want to tell him because he's having a breakdown right now. And he literally had a breakdown, kind of.
Yeah, he keeps talking about how he wants his marriage to be perfect. He wants his wife to be perfect. And I just also think this is another case of here's your little cutout. You need to fit in this little box. Because I feel like he envisions his life a certain way. And he may not give her room to be herself 100%.
I think she's one of those type of people that's just going to go with it, though. I don't see them having any problems, to be honest.
Really?
She's just going to go with what he's into.
I
think she's going to let him take the lead. And the only thing that I hope, though, is if she does feel like she's not being heard, that she speaks up for herself. Because I do feel like he's one of those type of guys that'll listen to her if she does speak up for herself, and she got to be stern about it. Because he don't strike me as a bad person. He's used to having certain people, for example, like Vows, Jose, and who else? Marla. They have a certain aspect of their life, and with being single for so long, you have control over certain things in your life. So when you have to bring somebody else into your world and share that with them, especially if you're not a person who frequently date or be in long-term relationships where you have to compromise and share, then you're used to controlling everything. And then when you're asked to share and spread yourself out and compromise, it's hard. It's very, very hard to do.
Going back to the wedding for a second, and the family blurb, his family actually told her, "Welcome to the family," which I thought was really, really cute. They shared an awkward kiss and
kind of awkward.
Got over it. During the pictures, when they were taking pictures, he was very, very, very awkward. He didn't know what to do with his hands.
Well, that energy came after it was on the heels of her saying that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or him feeling that she wasn't attracted to him. So after that, he just got real awkward because he just didn't know what to do anymore. Because when he came down the aisle and saw her,
anyway.
because you know, as I said earlier, you could tell when a girl is attracted to a man, because the way they act and how they get all giggly and goofy and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he felt like the man when she came down the aisle and how she was acting, because he could already tell that she was attracted to him. But then after she said that, it kind of switched for him, because he was like, damn, did I read that wrong? You know what I mean? Like, I could already tell what was going on in his head. Yeah.
Yeah, so they took pictures very awkwardly. But when they flashed the pictures, some of them came out really, really nicely. They had their first dance, and they talked about the last time they slow danced. And she said the last time she slow danced was in high school. So they had a little laugh about that. He started a conversation while they was dancing. That kind of was a red flag to me, because he was like, when is your lease up? And she told him when the lease was up. And basically, he didn't say anything else. He just had like a look on his mind like he was thinking, and then just said, oh. And I was just like, there go that, I'm going to fit you into my plans again. I feel like he may have issues communicating clearly what he wants or considering what she wants. And I just am nervous that I think it can either go two ways. Either she is going to be very, very passive and not say anything and then explode, or she's going to be confident in herself and in the new person that she is, to be like, I don't want to go back into my old ways of kind of being passive.
The good thing about this show, though, is that you get kind of like a support team outside of the experts with the other wives that are going through the experience as well. So I think sometimes that can give you a little extra courage.
Yeah.
So that might give her that extra courage of having some real fucking potential friends around her that encourage her to speak up and be heard. Don't let them, just walk all over you. Granted, I don't think that's going to happen, but if that does happen, then it is a situation where she could get walked all over. I think she just would have to speak up, and he'll listen. I think he'll listen, because you can tell by how he interacts with his mother that he's gentle with women.
Yeah.
And he's flamboyant.
And speaking of mothers,
oh, true.
His stepmama was just, I think she was drunk.
She was drunk as fuck.
It was just weird, because she was asking her about them having sex that night, and the dad was like, just spend the night getting to know one another and be heartfelt and whatever. And she was like, if the liquor hit you right, go on and break them off. It was just a very, very weird conversation. Just as weird as his face. His face is weird around about his mouth.
Told you what it is.
It looks like a potato head.
It kind of does, though.
Like he just put lips. Like if I would take my lips and put them on your face.
I feel you ain't got to describe it. It's okay. Don't call me no damn potato head.
That's all I got.
But anyway, though.
You think they're going to make it?
With them, I do think they're going to make it. Just to recap it all, to be honest, I don't think as of right now, but come see me on a weekly basis. I mean, you can write down who you think is going to make it or not. I think everybody's going to make it as of right now, but come see me on a weekly basis. That shit can change.
That's the point. You're not supposed to change it.
But like I said, this season they got it right. Everybody's attracted to everybody. They got attractive people, and everybody likes who they're partnered up with. That goes a long way. Because a lot of times, you can tell who's going to make it just by how they interact with each other when they come down the aisle. When they have that spark when they come down the aisle, they generally make it.
Okay. So,
I can say about 4 out of 5 had that spark.
So my list is Bow and Johnny, strong yes. Michaela and Zach, they're no, but maybe. Maybe yes and toxic.
Very toxic.
Marla and Gill, I say yes, but maybe. Because I feel like if Gill proves himself to be the guy that he's showing himself to be,
it's gonna take patience.
I think Marla is going to come around.
I don't know
and that Gill is
patient
enough. Brett and Ryan, I say yes. Rachel and Jose, I say yes, maybe, depending on how controlling or how particular and how much of a perfectionist he actually is. So, yeah. That'll do it for our Married at First Sight review episodes 1 through 3. And now we'll be back with y'all on a weekly basis to recap each episode. Thanks for watching.
Long ass show.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.